the DA's Tania Campbell is the new executive mayor of Ekurhuleni Metro. She unseated the ANC's Mzwandile Masina at the inaugural council meeting. Campbell yesterday securing 116 votes, while Masina came second with 105. Now, it appears the DA won the position with the help of the EFF and ActionSA, while Campbell's colleague Raymond Dlamini was elected council speaker, bringing the ANC's two-decade governance of Ekurhuleni to a complete end. Now, Masina had led the city since 2016 after forming a coalition with smaller parties, including the Patriotic Alliance and the Pan-Africanist Congress. Well, joining me now is the new executive mayor of Ekurhuleni, that's Tania Campbell, who talks to us from Boksburg. A very good morning to you. Mrs. Mayor, is that hopefully appropriate to address you by? Did you anticipate this result? I was mentioning earlier that someone remarked that they were wondering whether you had even prepared a speech.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it was very much a surprise. I started preparing something when I saw how the meeting flow was taking place yesterday. But definitely a surprise and a good surprise with the turn of events.
Yeah. Do you anticipate a smooth handover of power from the ANC?
I had a very short chat to Councillor Masina yesterday. We will most probably get together today. I'm meeting there at 10:30. And he assured me that there would be a smooth transition taking place into his office.
Yeah. Let me ask you a bit of a tough question that is on everybody's lips. As you heard in that introduction I made, the suggestions being made very strongly that the reason you won this seat in the first place was as a result of the help of the EFF and ActionSA. Now, political observers are saying that the Democratic Alliance metros, particularly in Gauteng, it would appear that the DA is going to be held hostage by the EFF in particular. Are you concerned about those sentiments? Do you share in those sentiments?
Yeah, look, I think a way forward is to have a cohesive relationship with all the parties within council. We also have the Freedom Front, the IFP, and then there are many smaller parties. We've got COPE, and I do think it is important to have a cohesive relationship with all these parties. We'll be calling meetings in the next couple of days. Once I have had the opportunity to speak to our national leadership on a clear way forward, because we certainly don't want to disrupt council in a manner where total collapse then transpires. I think the electorate out there have made it clear that they would like to see many parties within the council with a clear say with what has to happen service delivery-wise. And I will certainly make sure, to the best of my ability, that I try and form this cohesive relationship with all the parties in council.
Hoping for a cohesive relationship with political parties is completely different to having an agreement, a formal agreement in place about how this minority government is going to be run. So I'll ask you the question again. How do you hope to solve issues or problems where there is a complete stalemate? Let's use the example of a budget, for example, and you might find that the very parties that have helped you win this city, they are demanding one or other favor from you. How in the world do you hope to get out of that sticky situation?
Yes, I think every case will have to be unpacked with its own merits and its own negotiations, and also with what needs to be achieved for all the parties to be happy with the results going forward. I think one thing that we are all on the same page with is that service delivery to all our communities have to take place. That is non-negotiable with all the parties within council. So, you know, the way that I look at it, at least we have got one common goal that we can build on.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about some of what you see as immediate priorities on your list that need urgent attention in the city of Ekurhuleni. What are those?
One of the very high priorities I think has to happen is turnaround time within departments. What I mean by turnaround time is if there is a water leak, that it doesn't take weeks and months to actually fix that water leak. If there is a fuse in a metered box that needs to replace, that it doesn't take days on end for communities to sit without electricity because it hasn't been attended to. So there are very small challenges that have happened that is totally unnecessary. I also think it is very important that the officials in Ekurhuleni start having a better working ethic. There are some who have gone the extra mile, but then there is a huge amount of officials who are not doing what they should be doing and are paid and employed to do their jobs. And I think once you can get that work ethic up and get a pothole fixed, get a street light fixed, you are already starting to turn around your service delivery.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that with the time allowing, we will be able to get to how you hope to, I guess, get that culture of a work ethic going in Ekurhuleni. But quickly before that, people who stay in Ekurhuleni, they raised very sharply in the lead up to the election the issue of water cuts. You speak about water leaks. They're talking about a complete cut of water services, including electricity. This seems to be of utmost importance for them. How do you hope to fix that?
Yes, electricity on its own is a huge challenge within Ekurhuleni. So we would have to unpack the huge budgetary problems and see how the budget can accommodate those to sort it out, and that is a long-term issue. The short-term problems with Ekurhuleni is due to a lack of not actually doing the work. And the same goes for water. The water cuts, we had quite a lot of water cuts for up to 6-7 days recently, but that is also where you have to work together with people like Rand Water, who is the water supply, and come to a proper working agreement with Rand Water. Currently, Ekurhuleni is a customer of Rand Water, and therefore our services need to be upheld by Rand Water. You know, so there is a huge dynamic when it comes to the bigger problems, and proper planning needs to take place. I had a man saying in council that, you know, bad planning results to bad outcomes. Now, what we need to get right is good planning going forward.
Yeah, I'm completely out of time, but I've got to squeeze this question in. You speak about the budget, and it would seem that Ekurhuleni's creditworthiness might have been cut somewhat. Yesterday, an announcement from ratings agency Moodys, the decision to downgrade your city alongside, I think it was Nelson Mandela Bay. What do you think are the problems there? What do you understand about why this decision has been taken by the ratings agency?
Yes, I think there's a lot of elements that play to that rating right now, and I think we need to unpack it holistically. But I also think the uncertainty of the leadership within the two metros has got something to do with it. I am setting up meetings with the city manager this week as well, so we can unpack what is currently happening. Yes, we will have to interrogate what we can do to improve that rating.
All right. We'll speak about staff issues at a later date. Hopefully we can have you again. Tania Campbell is the newly elected mayor of the Ekurhuleni Metro.